As a person who usually thrifts or sews all their own clothes, what are you to do when you don't have time to do those things? I recently moved and I also have changed size. So I found myself wanting new clothes, but I wasn't able to make any myself. So this is going to be a video of what I do to alter store-bought clothing and how a sewist buys clothes. Hello, welcome to Show and Tell Meg. I'm Megan, and I really like to make things, but at the end of the day, sometimes that's not always a possibility. I recently moved and I have been unpacking things, building things, fixing things at the other place, just so many things on top of working full time and trying to do this channel and having children, all this kind of stuff. You still have to live normal life. And did I need clothes? I mean, I had clothes that fit me, but I was down to a very small number. I was wearing the same couple of outfits every single week, like multiple times a week. And while that's fine, I did do that for quite a while. It just wears on you when you're a person who likes to dress the way that you like to dress, and then suddenly you don't have that option anymore. I have not been able to thrift very much, but I did get in one good trip and I did find a few things that I have some alterations I need to make. And then I also lucked out and got some things on the ModCloth summer sale. This is editing Megan to tell you that the ModCloth clothing is what's going to be on a part 2. I really tried to get multiple things sewn for this video, but you will find out that I was unable to finish the other projects, and so that is going to be the next part of this. I'm going to just show you the things that I thrifted and mended myself in this video, and I'm going to follow this up with the ModCloth clothing that I purchased specifically to alter. I do have some thrifted stuff, and I'm going to kind of talk through when I'm looking at buying clothing, what type of things I look for, how I know if I can alter them in ways that I will like, etc. So hopefully someone else can learn a little bit about alterations and types of alterations that are easy to make. And we're going to do a few of them in this video so that I gain a few extra clothing items. So the first few here are some thrifted shirts that I got. And I am kind of usually a stickler about cotton, like natural materials. I live in Florida, and so wearing polyester or even blends, I just feel like I'm baking. So I have a couple of cotton shirts here that somebody donated, and they're cute. I like this eyelet yoke detail with the Henley kind of style. Hopefully you can kind of see this. This is quite long. This is way longer than I typically like to wear for a t-shirt. I wear a lot of skirts. I like things to hit me at my natural waist. I don't like tucking things in, again, because I'm just like trapping the heat against my body. I want the heat to escape, and so I like to have my shirts untucked. So this shirt and this shirt are both identical, and all I need to do to these is to shorten the hem and they will be good to go. A nice solid t-shirt with a fun detail, nice enough that I can wear it to work. It's not floppy looking. So I'm going to make this a little more crisp fitting, and these will be great to add into my wardrobe. And then this one, I know I said I don't like polyester. I'm sure this is polyester. It's a blend of some kind. This is a LuLaRoe t-shirt. It is polyspandex, but I just really loved the color and the fabric of this. The print is really cute. So this is another, I'm not a big fan of the tunic-y style shirts. See how long that is? I also don't like a high-low hem. So I'm going to shorten this one to be basically the same length as the shirt that I'm wearing. And I'm going to have a cute yellow shirt to occasionally wear when I'm not going to be out in the sun. A small wrench has been thrown into the works, but it's a good one, and I feel that I need to discuss it here. So I was totally going to do those ModCloth dresses, but I realized those have never been washed. So they're going to shrink. So I just threw the lighter colored ones into the washing machine, and as soon as they come out and are dry, then I'm going to hem them. So we're going to be doing a folded up double needle hem. which will look exactly like any t-shirt that you buy in a store, and should be pretty straightforward. For the sake of decency, I have thrown on just a random shirt that I had in this room because I want to make these the same length as the shirt that I was wearing. I'm a big fan of how long that is. So in order to do that, taking the shirt off, I am holding it where the seam is at the shoulders. So I know that it's straight there. I'm going to lay out my shirt nice and flat. And then I'm going to take my inspiration shirt, grabbing it at the shoulder seams, line it up with the shoulder seams of this shirt. Make sure all the shoulder seams are true to each other, and then spread this out on this other shirt beneath. And as you can see, that's quite a bit of difference. So I'm gonna mark that. And not only am I going to mark this, I am also going to measure this with my, oh, you can't see that, with my handy little ruler here, just to make sure that even though I've laid it out, I want to make sure it's the same distance on all the sides. I had to totally redo what I just showed you because you have to have this one inside out because you don't want to mark the outside of your shirt. So I now have yellow shirt inside out, got my ruler, and I'm just going to measure the distance. So on this side, the hem is at 5 3/4 inches. And this one is pretty much there too. So we're gonna call it that. We're gonna say 5 3/4 inches, but we need to take into account the overlap that we're going to need for the double needle. Since I have a lot of fabric I'm working with here, I'm gonna do a 1 inch hem. So I'm gonna take my trusty seam gauge here. We're gonna do the pink color since that's a little less obvious, and I'm gonna mark 2 inches in various points across. Now I'm just gonna take my scissors and chop it off. This is where I double check to make sure everything is straight. This is now the excess. So this piece is ready to go over to the iron, and we're gonna iron all these things up together. Next, we're gonna do the pink one. And this part does not have to be an exact science. It can be as precise as you feel it needs to be. I have made a lot of shirts, so I know that this is going to work. And we take this to the iron, and we're going to fold up that 2 inches that we just allowed for the hem. All right, I have tested out my twin needling, and so now we're going to stitch it. I am telling you, this has just turned into Murphy's Law of sewing today. I've done several hems, finally got it to work. I had to redo the hem on my white knit t-shirt like 3 times. They were too short. It's just been a day. All right, I am here with what I'm calling my stack of success. So despite the many setbacks I have had today, I still have managed to get 5 things back into rotation or newly into rotation in my wardrobe. My first successful project was this Old Navy top that I thrifted. This had a neckline slit that went like down to here, and that was just lower than I wanted to have. So all I did was hand stitch on the back side of this seam. So you really can't even see it at all. It's just looks like this is how the shirt was made. So now I have this cute puffed sleeve shirt. These sleeves are woven cotton, And this is a jersey body, so this is super comfy, nice and light, very summer approved. The next successful project is this skirt. So this is a Melissa skirt, which I have professed to be my favorite skirt pattern. I have a video where I made a denim version of the Melissa skirt, and I will link that up here. But this version in khaki material I made years and years ago. I honestly forgot that I even had it. And when I was moving, I came across a box that had some things to mend, and this was in it. And what happened was I had used a very limited amount of material when I made this. Seam allowance, I think, wasn't quite deep enough for what this fabric wanted to fray like. And some of the material had just like stuck out right there, a little frayed edge. All I had to do was basically hand embroider over this in matching thread. And I have washed this twice since then, and it's good to go. Like, I now have a khaki Melissa skirt back in rotation. So I'm super happy with that one. Next, we get into my slightly more disappointing. It's not like disappointing. It's not totally bad, but this is something I couldn't really foresee. I shortened this several inches, and with the tentiness of the shirt, and it's not a super heavy material, it kind of poofs out. I don't know. I mean, looking at it, it's not too bad, but it's not as nipped in as I sometimes like to be. But I do still like the shirt. I don't think I will wear it with this skirt. I'll probably wear it with like a straight skirt. And I don't know. It might have needed to stay the length that it was. At least this only cost me $2 and some thread and some time. But I think I still will wear this. I'll just have to be a little more selective with the bottoms that I wear it with. This is the pink version of the exact same shirt that I was just wearing. And I did make this one just the teensiest smidge longer. And I do think I like it a little better. Honestly, when I look at it in here, it looks exactly the same. But I know that it is slightly longer. And I don't know, it just feels like the flow is a little better. I don't know if the dye would really affect the fabric that much. I think it's that one's just a teeny bit shorter. We're talking like a half an inch. And it kind of made all the difference. So this one is a little better than the white one was. And finally, we have my lemony yellow LuLaRoe shirt. This one's definitely more casual. I don't think I would wear this to work, but I think it's kind of fun for the summer. I don't think I would wear it with this skirt either. Maybe like a jean skirt or something like that. But I think it's a fun color, so I am going to play around with it and see how I can incorporate it. So even though I had so many other things planned to try and fix up and show you, I'm going to have to do that in a following video. So if you like seeing small alterations and what they can do to transform things in your wardrobe, maybe that you already have, or maybe that you got for a really good price, and so you're willing to put a little time and effort into it, then definitely check back. I will try to have that hopefully next week. We're going to see how successful those are. Right now, they have driven me crazy all day. So these were the projects that I got done first that took a couple of hours, and everything was done. And now I have all these clothes that I can add back in. I hope that you enjoyed this. I hope that this can help you look at clothing at the thrift store a little differently, or if you happen upon a really awesome sale at stores that you like and things are really inexpensive, but it's not exactly what you wanted. Little tweaks can make a huge difference into something that you wouldn't wear becoming something that you would. If you like this, please do give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you want to see more of the things that I make in the future. I am always making something, and I will definitely be sharing other projects like this in the future. So till next time, I hope that your alteration endeavors go better than mine did today.